नमस्कार दोस्तों, क्या होता अगर आपकी जिंदगी के फैसले न सिर्फ आपकी बल्कि पूरी दुनिया को बदलने वाले होते। मेटोसी एक जवान लड़का जिसने सिर्फ पैसे कमाने के लिए सेना ज्वाइन की थी, लेकिन द 11th of September 2008 के बाद उसका जीवन एक अजनबी युद्ध में बदल गया। वह खुद को ऐसे हालात में पाता है जहां उसे लड़ाई नहीं सिर्फ बचने का तरीका चाहिए। क्या वह लौट पाएगा या जंग और मौत उसे पकड़ लेंगे? जानिए सेंट कासल की सच्चाई और देखिए क्या होता है जब उम्मीदें टूटने लगती हैं। विश्वविद्यालय में पढ़ाई के लिए पैसे कमाने के मकसद से सेना ज्वाइन की थी, लेकिन द 11th of September 2008 की घटना के बाद सब कुछ बदल गया। उसे इराक युद्ध के लिए भेज दिया गया। मैट ने जानबूझकर अपना हाथ तोड़ लिया ताकि वह बेस पर रह सके और लड़ाई में हिस्सा न लेना पड़े। लेकिन अब उसका प्लास्टर उतरने का समय आ गया था। मैट ने डॉक्टर से कहा कि उसका दर्द बहुत ज्यादा है, 10 में से 10। वह अपनी मुट्ठी भी नहीं बांध पा रहा था। उसने पूछा, मैं इस हालत। All right, buckle up buttercups. Our boy Matt's in a pickle. How am I supposed to fight? He wails. But the docs all, suck it up, buttercup. People are worse off. So, off to war he goes. Unlike his Rambo wannabe squad mates, Matt's radiating, lost puppy, vibes. Sergeant Harper's scratching his head. What's this guy doing here? Matt himself? No clue. Maybe it's the family tradition thing. Now, Sergeant, loose cannon, Chetski's on the roof, blasting away at everything that moves. He pops his head out, realizes he's outgunned, and screams, airstrike now. Matt's pants are officially soiled. He's convinced they're all about to be blown to smithereens by friendly fire. Ears ringing, vision blurring, but Chitsky? He's having the time of his life. What a nut job. Voice brimming with dark humor and a touch of disbelief. So, picture this, tiny tots, maybe 5, 6 years old, scampering across a field. But hold on, soldiers get the memo, don't let them near. Why? Apparently, these little rugrats might be strapped with miniature, explosive surprises. Meanwhile, Uncle Sam set up shop in Saddam's old digs, the Republican palace. Some grunts are living it up, looting like it's Black Friday, but our man Matt? He's just counting down the seconds, till he can trade sand for his couch. 3 months in, and bam! Matt's hitching a ride in a cadaver mobile. Seems there's a pump station that needs fixin', and the brass wants to show the locals what stand-up guys they are. But here's the kicker, this Goodwill mission involves bravely venturing outside the green zone, deep into Bad Guy Central. A one-way ticket to sketchy town, population, very hostile. So, naturally, Matt sidles up to Sergeant Harper and अपनी माँ से झूठ बोलता था। उसने कहा कि वह बस बाहर रसोई में बैठा होता है। उसके पिताजी जो पहले फौज में थे उसे और उसके परिवार को तब छोड़ गए थे जब वह सिर्फ 6 साल का था। उन्होंने कहा था कि वह कोला खरीदने जा रहे हैं, लेकिन फिर कभी लौटे ही नहीं। मैट बोला, अब मैं सिर्फ पेप्सी पीता हूँ। मैट को आने वाले मिशन की चिंता हो रही थी। उसे लगता था कि स्थानीय लोग उनसे खुश नहीं होंगे। बाकी सैनिक शायद इनकार कर सकते थे, लेकिन मैट अपने दिमाग से चीजों को अलग नजर से देखता था। बाकी सब घरेलू रैम्बो की तरह ही, लेकिन मैट अलग सोचता था। उसने शहर में जाने का फैसला कर लिया। हालांकि उसके पास जो बुलेट प्रूफ जैकेट थी उसमें पर्याप्त सुरक्षा प्लेटें नहीं थी। हार्पर ने मजाक में पूछा, तो फिर बताओ, क्या दुश्मन तुम्हें सीने में मारेगा या पीठ में? कैप्टन सिवा की यह उम्मीद थी कि अधिकारी एक बड़ी टीम भेजेंगे, लेकिन रहने की हालत बहुत खराब थी। ये जगह किसी भी तरह से कोई महल जैसी नहीं थी। रात को सभी को Picture this, lights out, snipers lurking, ready to pounce on any flicker. Poor Matt, just a regular Joe, sleeping right by that window. And the water situation? Dinky. This tiny tank was all they had. Time to fix the pumping station, a month and a half ordeal. Half the troops working, half on guard. They needed locals. Work for pay, they promised. Soldiers thought they'd be lucky to pump 2 tanks a day, then bam! A pickup truck starts tailing them. Panic. The truck stops, a guy jumps out, my daughter, sick, need a doctor. Car searched, driver searched, nothing. But, doubt, remember, the enemy loves hiding behind kids. But Harper, he lets M pass. दिया और माफी के तौर पर उसे कुछ पैसे भी दिए। हार्पर ने स्थानीय लोगों से कहा कि उन्हें काम के लिए मजदूरों की जरूरत है। अगर वे मदद करेंगे तो पंपिंग स्टेशन को दोगुनी तेजी से ठीक किया जा सकता है। उन्होंने कहा कि अगले दिन जो भी मदद करना चाहता है वह आ सकता है, लेकिन सुबह जब लाइन लगाई गई तो दुख की बात थी कि एक भी आदमी काम के लिए नहीं आया। इस वजह से मरम्मत में देरी होगी और ऊपर से जो जरूरी पार्ट्स थे उनमें से आधे अब बन ही नहीं रहे हैं। हार्पर और कप्तान ने शेख से मदद मांगी और कहा, हम आपके लोगों से सहयोग चाहते हैं ताकि इस मुद्दे को हल किया जा सके। जो भी अमेरिकियों की मदद करेगा उसे निश्चित मौत का सामना करना पड़ेगा। कोई भी उनकी रक्षा नहीं कर सकता। तरुण डायरों के कारण अमेरिकियों ने जवाबी फायरिंग की और जल्द ही इराकी भाग गए। हालांकि यह आराम करने का समय नहीं था, क्योंकि वे पूरी तरह से नजर में थे और पानी की टंकी भी छलनी हो गई थी। उन्होंने गोलीबारी जारी रखी और हम पर। Alright, buckle up, buttercups, cause this is intense. Picture this, boom, we're in the thick of it. Matt's dodging bullets, realizing snipers are playing rooftop hopscotch with live ammo. Oh, joy, said no one ever. Tanks are getting Swiss cheesed, and the street? Let's just say it's not ideal for a picnic. Matt's playing bodyguard for Shitsky, trying to get him inside while everyone's apparently decided target practice is the day's main event. Fast forward to evening, Sergeant Capra Lenz drops the mic with a stone cold, "Nope, that rude? Death trap." And just when you thought it couldn't get weirder, in saunters Kadir. This dude's found a peaceful community holed up at a school. Instead of chatting with the big shot sheikh, Captain Severson's all about talking to the principal, way more chill, right? Next day, Sergeant Harper's crew rolls up to the school like delivery guys for hydration, bringing water. Kadir's dangling a promise, protection if the Americans, well, stick around. What a twist. Hold on to your turbans, folks. Collision, we've got a real-life Iraqi adventure unfolding. So, this dude's on a mission, right? He's like a bloodhound, sniffing out folks for some top-secret gig. Boom. First recruits hit the pumping station, but oh-ho. Revolving light checkpoint chaos. Seems someone's got a suspicious bag full of stuff. Now, the drama intensifies because a crucial part goes poof. Running dash vanished. Irreplaceable. But wait, enter engineer Arif, a hero in a hard hat. No sweat, he says, I'll whip one up myself. Hammer and wrench, this guy's got skills. Mind blown that in the US, free education isn't the norm, something Iraq gave him freely. Meanwhile, our troops are drier than the Sahara Desert, no water. Desert, our man starts mopping his brow, when suddenly he's ordered to give a dog a green makeover. Paint palette apparently, local poachers have a rough time, and this green fella is the key to avoid that. And for dessert, chicken pilaf. Drooling face. Hold on to your hats, folks. Get ready for a wild ride. So, this dude finally chows down on his wife's cooking, a huge deal, cause he's been boycotting army grub. That's how friendships are forged, one reluctant bite at a time. But plot twist. One day, Kadir's crew goes Mia. Turns out, a lynch mob torched the school director alive, hanging him in the courtyard like some twisted scarecrow. Yikes. Our man Arif spills the beans, rebels hit the market at night. Boom. The captain's got a plan, an ambush. 5 Humvees roll in, guns blazing. Matt gets strapped behind a machine gun on an armored beast. The main force storms the building, but bam. It's a total snafu. Someone jumps the gun, literally. Firefight erupts, bullets fly, and rebels drop like flies. But they're just getting started, plunging deeper into the building. This is about to get messy. Alright, buckle up buttercups, cause things went south faster than a snowball in July. Our boys were pinned down, Harper's crew opened fire, and bullets were flying everywhere. Matt and Corporal Anja tried to fight back, but Anja took a hit. Suddenly, it was abort. Time to hightail it back to base. But bam! A grenade took out one of our rides. Anja and Burton were hit hard, Burton especially was in bad shape. They hauled him into another vehicle, and the captain screamed for a medevac, ASAP. Anja was desperate to go with his buddy, but Matt was ready to throw down with the prisoners, but Harper stopped him. Only those two remained from the whole group. Next morning, the workers are back at the pumping station, gotta get that water flowing by lunchtime. And get this, one of the workers grabs a refrigerator bag and heads inside. Done doin'. Hold on to your hats, folks. Things just went boom. Gaya. 1 second later, KABLOOEY. Poor Matt was far enough away, but completely shell-shocked. Bodies everywhere. The captain's like, dude, sit down, you look like you've seen a ghost. And get this, all their hard work? Gone. The pumping station, toast. Eventually, Harper and Matt trudge back to Saddam's palace, still trying to get water to the people, bless their hearts. But now, nobody listens to Matt. They send him to the Padre and give him a pack of cigarettes. The guy doesn't even smoke. Can you believe it? They'd built relationships with the locals, fixed the station, and now it's all meaningless. Matt's just numb, a soldier doing what he's told. All he wants is to go home. Talk about a morale killer.